Welcome back, Buck fans, for another RBT live stream here with Mark Ramirez and, as always, Michael Pless. Welcome back, Pless. What do you have to say about this week? How do you feel about the draft, and how was work?
Yeah, man, it's good to be back on. I'm excited, ready for the draft, coming up. Obviously we're gonna do our final mock draft tonight, which will be exciting. Work was, the usual. It was good. But yeah, glad to be talking Bucks football with you here, and talk with the fans, and should be exciting.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's what, 4 days away now? Not even 3.5.
Right.
I got my beer in store already. Got my 12 pack. Supposedly, from what it sounds like on Twitter, there's already delays on the mock draft. First overall pick was delayed. So, and I was joking. I'm like, maybe I'm going to need more than a damn 12 pack. I'm already cutting into it today, so I probably will. If there's any suggestions, let me know.
Hmm.
But overall, I mean, a lot of people had questions about, I guess, the Pewter Report mock draft before we go into our draft. And that
Mm-hmm.
was one of the big things on our Facebook page that they wanted to talk about. And let's go over to what the Pewter Report draft looked like. So you're looking over at them. So obviously they say offensive line needs, going with what everyone has been saying. Running back was the number 2 need. Receiver, obviously all offense, even though our offense was probably the best thing we had last year. But let's see what they did with the draft. Josh Jones. What do you think about Josh Jones, offensive tackle, first round pick? 14th overall, too. They didn't trade down with this.
Yeah, I mean, I would think if that's going to be their guy, they'd be looking to trade down, try to move back a couple of spots and, pick up some extra picks. But I mean, I can see it as well. I mean, Josh Jones is a very good pass protector. That's what he does well. He can play left or right tackle. It might actually, I mean, it could be a very well possibility just because of the offense tackles going early and you got to get the next best thing. And maybe that's your best option and you can't go anywhere else.
I'm going to be flat out honest. I'd be upset. I don't care. Like, they're like, oh, it's justified. It's their guy.
Hmm. Yeah, that'd be disappointing.
I'd be very upset. I honestly think everyone's saying offensive line. I think it'll be something other than offensive line in the first round. And it's not. I mean, that's such a reach, to be honest. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, even Matt on the group chat says that's too high for Josh Jones. Yeah, too high. Both people agree. I mean, and tall Florida guy said that. So, I mean,
Hmm.
yes, trade down. I don't know what Pewter Reports was last year, what they guessed last year. It was probably Devin White. But, I mean, when you're top 5, it's a lot easier to guess.
Correct.
But did they see Vita Vea when we're pick 12 when we traded back? No. No one saw that. I mean, we loved the guy. We didn't think it would be possible for us to get it. But,
Hmm.
I mean, I'm hoping it's a scenario like that. Like,
Right.
everyone thinks it's got to be offensive line. And they just say, forget that. We're going to do the unpopular pick, and we're going to do defensive lineman, or we're going to do edge rusher, wide receiver, something other than what everyone is assuming it should be. I mean, that's just my 2 cents. And like they kind of justified it in their story, which obviously everyone knows Pewter Report. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. But let's go on to their second round pick,
Hmm.
and I think you're going to like this one. LSU running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick, and it very well could come down to that. I think if he's available at 45, I mean I think they're definitely going to consider him. He's a really good running back. I mean we've done film study on him. We have it up on our channel. Guys, be sure to check that out. Also hit that subscribe and like button. We appreciate it. So, but yeah, I mean Clyde is a talented back, and would love to have him on the team.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I can see that. Some people see Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a first-round pick. I don't understand how you could even fathom that. I mean, he's
Hmm.
small. He's undersized. I mean, small in stature, small in weight. He's got great hands. He's not going to be able to run in between the tackles. He doesn't have breakaway speed. Nothing about him screams a first-round pick. So I think it's just people falling in love with him too much. He's not a do-it-all back. And people are like, oh, I want someone that's going to replace Rojo. Why do you want to replace Rojo? But
Yeah.
But also, tall Florida guy said he'd rather have Kinlaw over Jones. I fully agree, and I think you've been listening to this podcast live stream a couple times too. So I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
But I can see CEH, I guess we're going to call him, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, at this pick. But I can also see if, say, Jacob Eason falls to this pick, I could honestly see them doing that, thinking towards the future. I can see them doing... If they do take a defensive lineman, like I'm hoping they do in the first pick with Kinlaw, maybe this is where they take an offensive lineman. Like, hell, Josh Jones could actually be in this pick, right? I mean,
very, very possible,
right? Or Austin Jackson, or the Ezra Cleveland guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Lucas Nang.
Yeah, there's plenty. Guys. What's the difference between? I always get my hands in here. Is the difference between Josh Jones and Ezra Cleveland, Lucas Niang, like Austin Jackson? How big of a disparity is there? I mean, I honestly don't think it's that massive, and they're actually hyping
pretty
up.
Close. Yeah,
and it's one thing to say you like them. I mean, are the Bucs going to draft every damn guy they interviewed and talked to? Hell no.
No.
So it's one thing to go based off what who they've been talking to. I mean, I don't even think they talked to Vita Vea. They drafted him, so I hate to just keep always going back to him. Matt in the chat said no running backs will go in the first round.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we had that in our first mock draft of like the whole first round, and people were like, "What? How the hell is that possible?" It's just the way the NFL is going. I almost said NBA. NFL is going. I mean, you have multiple running backs, and not all of them have to do just one thing. There's no bell cow anymore. I mean, Melvin Gordon was that, and he didn't go off free agency really fast. No one was really craving Melvin Gordon or to give him a big contract. But, hey, on to the next pick. And I mean, it's just justifiable to do stuff like that. Look for your future. Don't just look at holes, right? All right, let's get back over here. Let's go. Pick 3. Who's it going to be? Another LSU guy. What do you know? Damian Lewis, 6'2", 327. Guard, LSU. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I think they definitely want to add interior offensive lineman as well to the offensive tackle position. So, looking at Damian Lewis, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think he's, a good player. You add competition to Alex Kappa, and you have a, at least a serviceable guy, as a backup to play guard or maybe even center if needed.
Back-to-back LSU guys. I don't.
I mean, it couldn't hurt because Jason Light does a great job of drafting LSU people. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
Who other than Quan?
You got Quan. You have Kendall Beckwith. I know he didn't work out because of injury, but he played pretty well. You have obviously Devin White.
Oh, touche. Hey, moron. But some actually good points over here. So Matt, forgive me if I ever pronounced your name wrong. Cerruti can never have too much depth on the offensive line. I agree with that. But I mean, I don't know if this is where I would value this guy at. Tall Florida guy says, I know that they interviewed Lewis. This is the big point here. Felix, can't pronounce the last name again. He said, what about Zach Bailey? That's, I mean, again, someone who's been in the system knows he showed progress in preseason and they kept him on. I mean, I hope he can make something, but I think they're just looking. Pewter Report's thinking we just need a whole lot of help on the offensive line. I honestly think let your guys develop. I mean, Kappa got so much better that second year. And then he played with a broken forearm. So I don't necessarily think you need to go this high again with another offensive lineman. I don't think it's going to be like last year where they saw our secondary was shit. Because our secondary was shit. There was no talent there last year.
Overcompensating.
I feel like that's what they're trying to do with this mock draft. So I agree with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know if I agree with this one. I wouldn't take an offensive lineman again here. Unless you just didn't take one in the first round.
Right.
Felix said, just call me Free. Okay. Or Fee. Forgive me. Fee. Okay. Felix Fee. I got you. And then Tall Florida guy said, need depth on the O-line. Yeah. I agree, but I think you can get big fat guys even later and that can still be productive.
True.
I mean, look the Patriots that we always mention them do it so well. I mean, look at the big Florida guy that just got a monster contract with the Raiders, and he was undrafted.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't always happen. I mean, look at DeMar Dotson. Look at Donald Penn. I mean, there's ways to find fat guys that can move. Kappa wasn't bad, but not great either. Okay, he wasn't, but really, if you have the best decision maker in the game, you just need enough time. And to be honest, I think our offensive line was better than the Patriots last year.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just my eye, but I mean, if you want to go back and take a peek too, I mean, you can. Or is it not free anymore?
Probably still free, I think.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next pick.
All right.
Let's look at number 4. What did they do? What did they do? Scott, what'd you do? Oh, Jason Light. Antonio Gibson, wide receiver running back out of Memphis.
Yeah, I could see that. A guy that can play, inside on the slot and maybe give you some running back option as well. So, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad pick. I think he's a really good player. He provides versatility. Maybe add to your special teams as well. Yeah, wouldn't mind that one bit.
I'm going to disagree again.
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends on who's on the board,
It's true. But, I mean, I still see him more as a running back. I know he did run some good routes, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, we need running backs, add to the mix. You get Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you add Rojo, you add Antonio Gibson. You got a stable there. But, no, I agree with what I see where you're saying. And I know there's maybe other positions that could be better options than Antonio Gibson at this point.
I mean, it is justifiable, like you just said. You got a good stable of backs. I mean, you got a lot of pass catchers now when before you didn't have any.
Right.
Or, I mean, Ronald Jones could catch a ball. He's not athletic when catching the ball. It's not like he's going to be able to reach out and make a play. It's more hit me between the numbers, right?
Right.
So now you got, if you do get these two guys that are natural hand catchers. So I can see their logic and everything with that. But let me look at the chat real quick. So Ricky Dugat said, what do you guys think if we draft LSU defensive end first round and second round we draft Matt Pert? Take it.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about, Caleb Von Chase on before. Really high on him. I think he's a really good pass rusher, a guy that has a lot of potential. Didn't really show a lot in college because of lack of snaps, but last season he did really well, came on strong. Matt Pert, I'm not too high on him. I think he could be a later round pick, third, fourth round type of guy. I don't see it as far as second round, selection.
He's small school though, right?
I believe I want to say UConn, but I don't think that's correct.
No, I think you are right. I think it is.
Okay. Is it UConn? Guys in the chat, help me out.
Yeah. There's a lot of names out there, but yeah, I like Caleb Von Chase on a lot. Do I think if a lot of guys are gone at our pick, I would take him, but there's got to be a lot of other guys that are taken before us. Just put it that way. But I am a big fan of his. I compared him to like Shaq Barrett, and I could only imagine them two on each side of each other. I mean, that would be nasty. But then Matt Pert, I agree with Plus. I mean, I think we can get him a little later. Felix Fee says thumbs down on the Pewter mock draft. 2 offensive linemen and 2 running back. Need depth at the outside linebacker position. Then Matt said Pewter report F grade. Damn. Harsh. I mean, but they are a trusted source. But you almost have to think like they almost have the best ear to the ground when it comes to Tampa Bay Buccaneer news. So they're saying this, you have to take it to its word almost. I mean, because they know a lot more than we do. Fans know like what said sources on Twitter say. Yeah. And I brought out the air quotes again, guys. So I would believe them over a lot of, wouldn't it be cool? I mean, a lot of things would be cool, but and then Felix Fee said, but that's why we have Helaire. It's a waste. I guess. But then Ricky Dugat said he really likes AJ Dillon, and Rojo. That would be a nasty combo. Lightning, Thunder.
Yeah, I like it. I like AJ Dillon. He's a good player.
And he's got hands. He's got sneaky hands. Okay. But let's keep going on in the draft. So we got the first 3. We got 2 first four. So we have 2 LSU players. We have Josh Jones, and then we have Antonio Gibson. Who's coming with the 5th round pick? Tampa Bay Buccaneers select another LSU guy yet again. Rashard Lawrence. I'm really high on Rashard Lawrence, though. And if we can get him... Oh, this is in the second, 4th round pick. Forgive me. In the 4th round, with that compensatory pick, I'd be very, very happy. I like him a lot. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I like Richard. I think he does a good job of, holding his gaps, and it does a good job of, making it easier for others. So I think he'd be a good fit for what we like to do defensively. Again, a guy that can play inside or outside and really add versatility to your depth. And, that's important, especially up front. So I wouldn't mind that at all. He's a smart player, too.
Yeah, I'll touch on him again, but we had Leroy Williams actually in the chat said we need to go offensive tackle and center guard, maybe the LSU guy. I think he's talking more Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah.
He's a big body, I'll say that. And that's the guy that probably can play, like you just said, multiple positions. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just wondering what rounds are we taking these guys? Like, I just... It rings in my ears, the stuff about Bruce Arians. You take an offensive lineman, you're taking it for the next coach. I just haven't seen Jason Light put much, eggs in his basket with offensive tackles in the first round. I don't know. Will it be different this year? Maybe. I mean, that's all you've been hearing is right tackle, right tackle. You never know. I mean, I hope draft day is just crazy. But, and then Jay Elmore said Gibson is a hybrid wide receiver running back. No, he is. Very much so. I mean, he ran that 4.39. He's got everything you would like, but I would consider him more of a true running back. I don't think he has that much shiftiness. I think he's more of a catch and go. So, I mean, he wouldn't be I wouldn't be opposed, I guess. And he says, Matt said need a wide receiver at some point. Fully agree, especially with this deep class. But again, Rashard Lawrence, really high on. I think he's a prototypical 3-4, 5 tech. Or just slide him inside for defensive tackle when you need be. He's just a run stopper first. Again, that's what our defense of defensive tackles is. And he's not going to be that great at pass rushing, but serviceable. I mean, we're not looking 4th, 5th round for the next coming of Shaq Barrett or JPP, right? So you're just looking for someone who can fill roles and eventually can take over something. I think he could be something that can turn into something. So I really like that pick. But let's go on to the next one. This is a good plug for Pewter Report here. Round 5. Iowa quarterback Nate Stanley. Plus, give me your opinion on Nate Stanley. We got a quarterback, guys.
Yeah, I mean, and that could very well be the round, they look at taking one. Nate, I think he gets kind of a bad rap because he didn't have much around him, especially last season. When he had, his 2 tight ends to throw to, that both, went pretty high last year in the draft. He did some good things. Again, he's a guy that, makes pretty good decisions with the football. Doesn't have fantastic athleticism or anything of that nature, but I mean, he kind of fits the mold of what, Bruce Arians and, the offense likes to do as far as throwing it downfield. He's a big guy. He can take hits. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a guy that you can develop, potentially down the road. At least that's what you hope. You hope with, Tom Brady.
I mean, let's take a peek over real quick. I mean, his career stats at Iowa. He never had above 60%. I mean, you can look at it there. Just barely. Never had a 3,000 yards passing season. But he never really had crazy interceptions. Like you were saying, he takes care of the ball. He lost all of his tight ends his senior year here. So, I mean, he did get close to 3,000 yards either way. But, I mean, he lost who? Hawkinson and who's the really athletic tight end, too? They were both athletic. Who's the other guy?
Yeah, Hawkinson and the guy that plays for
Denver. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and his name, I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah, he had 2. I think they both went in the first round, right?
Yeah, really good players.
So he lost 2 first-round tight ends. So, I mean, so we're going to justify the pick. I mean, justifying it's the 5th round, guys. Okay? So right. if people don't like Nate Stanley, I guess it's because they would have wanted someone else. Yeah, Fant. Thank you, Jay Elmore. Noah Fant was the other
That's
guy.
right. That's right. Yep.
You know what? Go to. If I can give a kudos to Jay Elmore, I would. But, I mean, if you think about it, so yeah, Noah Fant, Hawkinson, whatever his name was, 2 first-round talent tight ends. They lost him. He still almost throws for 3,000 yards, just doesn't get as many touchdowns. Obviously, red zone targets aren't there. To me, yes, he has a bigger arm. If you watch him, he has a big arm that would fit this offense. He can drive the ball down the field. His wide receivers sometimes just didn't catch the ball. I mean, you can only get it to there. The other guy has to finish it for you. Is he going to be spectacular? Who's to say he won't? I mean, I said this on Twitter. I was like, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady wasn't a household name when he was drafted in the 6th round. I'm not comparing Nate Stanley at all to Tom Brady. Just put period. Okay, so before anyone says anything, it's just you don't really know until you get them in the NFL and see them mature even more and more and more. I mean,
right.
I'm pretty sure his dad was a high school head coach as well. So, I mean, he's always been smart and bigger. He's 6'4", 235, ran a 4.81. He's bigger, faster than Jameis. So, and it's a project. It's round 5. It's not like we're saying he's the next up and coming. He's going to have to start day 1. No, this is a guy, again, that can learn and mature behind the greatest to ever do it. So, I mean, and then, so a lot of people in the chat, though, saying other quarterbacks they would like. James Morgan, Jake Fromm, really big on those two. Same Elmore said James Morgan, Cole McDonald, kid from Colorado, Montez, has some size and arm. All right, so let's touch on those guys since they're bringing them up. So, I mean, I personally do like Nate Stanley. Does he bring special where you can run around and make something out of nothing? No. Does he have an arm to make all the throws? Yes. If Bruce gets him in his hands, Tom Brady gets him in his hands and can mature him to be something else, he could be like a Carlson Palmer. I see he could eventually do something along those lines, but I could be better than Drew Stanton. But I'll let you take those away. So they mentioned, so I can just cut it out at the end.
Okay.
There's never hit out on that. Okay, I think we are back, guys. It's probably wireless connection since no one else has anything to do besides go on Zoom or Skype or whatever, based on not being able to go outside. So sorry for that breakdown in connection. If y'all can come back, that'd be great. I mean, it was madness over here for about 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know what it was, but we're back now. I'll try and put it out there again that we're out. Hopefully we can get some more people back in here. But we were talking about the quarterback, and then Matt on the group chat said that he doesn't see us drafting a quarterback this year. So I'll let you comment on that as I fix this.
Yeah, I mean, that I could see it. I could see they not draft a quarterback. I mean, it just depends on, how it falls. Like I told you, I don't want to see them, forcing that position, forcing the quarterback position. If the right guy's not there, then, don't make that pick. You just end up, wasting that selection, and you don't want that. So make sure it's a guy that you fully trust and fully like and, support, and a guy that can be that potential starter down the line. Or if not, maybe, you trade him down the road. But I wouldn't force it.
And then you touched on Jake Fromm, how we like him, but what do you like about him? And then also on James Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of similar in my mind. I mean, James is a little bit bigger, has maybe a little bit bigger arm, but, I like their decision making and I like how they play. I think Jake Fromm's a really good player. I think he gets a bad rap. But I like him as far as his accuracy, his anticipation. And James is probably a little bit more raw, a little bit more, development is needed. I think Jake Fromm's ready to go right now. I mean, if you put him in with a team like, the weapons that we have, I think he could be very successful. And James, I think, could be, a hidden gem, on day 3 that could be very well a good quarterback prospect down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked Jake Fromm up a lot. A lot of people don't like him because he doesn't have the arm strength.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just said, like field general ability to read the field, make calls himself, not just look over at the sideline at the coach for what to do. I think he has that already. And I mean, again, whoever we get is going to be able to sit and learn even more. So it's who has the most work ethic. I mean, that was one thing we talked about in the Jacob Eason video. So if you guys want to check that out, that's also in our YouTube, I guess, film study playlist. So if you want to check him out, that's his biggest knock, is work ethic. So you got to have a guy that has everything, arm speed or arm strength, size, like can deliver the ball anywhere. But does he have the fire in his ass to actually get up and do it? And Jake Fromm seems to have that. He just doesn't have what everyone wants as in height and arm strength. But let's keep. So a couple questions came back up. So the first 3 picks should be up to upgrading offensive line, defensive line. In my opinion, 2 of the 3 should be defensive line. What's your take on that?
No, I mean, that's a good take. I think that's logical. I wouldn't mind to see that at all either. You got to continue to add to your strengths, and adding to the defensive line, I think would definitely do that and make it even better. And you just never know. With one injury, you could be very short on that stick, and you don't want to be there come November, December.
Yeah, all right. And then also Douglas O'Connor says, "Are you going to do a 7th-round mock draft tonight?" I said, "Very, very soon." So let's go over the last pick that Computer Report had.
Okay.
Wide receiver out of Tulane, Darnell Mooney. Obviously a smaller, fast guy, similar to Scotty Miller last year. So I'm assuming it's just them wanting to take a receiver, just like they did last year. A guy that fits the mold of a Bruce Arians type little guy.
Yeah, I think that definitely fits like the John Brown type of style, and who's the other guy? JJ
Nelson, right?
Nelson.
Yeah.
Yep. So. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. You can't have enough speed on the field, and that guy definitely has juice, which is what you want.
Almost had a little heart attack. I thought we lost it again. So yeah, I'm gonna eventually do the mock draft, but let's see. Christopher Count says, which tackle would you consider trading up for if you had to? Your preference. I know mine. What's yours?
I think we both agree. It would be Jedrick Wills. I think that's the guy that would be the best pick. He's just ready to play right now, and it'd be good to have someone like him.
Absolutely. I mean, game ready. He should be the first tackle off the board. He would probably play both sides, and the reason why he played right tackle is because it's to his blind side, I would assume. But I mean, I think he's better than Jonah Williams, and I really loved Jonah Williams last year. So
yeah, that was my guy.
Right. But let's go on to our mock draft.
Okay.
What's up, MFers Beef Tongue? All right, so let's get over to, we're going to try it again with the Draft Network. Let's check this out. Draft simulator will run until it's your turn. On your turn, we'll be able to, start draft. Here we go, guys. Joe Burrow went first. Oh, damn, it's the opposite way. I liked it the other way. Brown, Mackay, Andrew Thomas, Henry Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb's, damn, right before us, too. How is that possible? So, I mean, just looking over the first picks.
C.J. Henderson at 6. That's interesting.
Yeah, right? What blows my mind is both Henry Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb above Jerry Jeudy. And Herbert didn't get taken. I mean, that could possibly happen. Everyone's putting him like at 5 or 6. I mean, I don't see that happening at all. Just being honest.
Yeah.
But, so, in the group chat before we make our selection, they're saying, right, he twisted things. I said, oh, no, never mind, wait. J. Elmore says, welcome. Oh, never mind. Felix Fee said, Kinlaw all day. And then they were talking about Jameis 1 of 1, which we will not get into. But Douglas O'Connor says, right, he twists the things I say and passes them off as facts. Insults me and logs off. Starting to really not like that guy. Okay. Good point. All right, but 2 quarterbacks are gone before 14. Book it. Okay, Rendax is throwing out some facts. But, so, I mean, looking at the board, bless. Offensive tackle is supposedly our biggest need. You have Wills still there again.
Ooh.
You have Jerry Jeudy still there. You have Javon Kinlaw still there.
Wow.
To me, if those three are there, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, why'd you do this to me, Draft Network? I don't see that happening at all. I see a quarterback going there. Just saying.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Gladney in there too? They got something fishy going down in Draft Network. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's the Wi-Fi.
Hey, maybe it's my Wi-Fi messing it up. Well, okay, so who are you taking?
Man.
I mean, those are the three I would choose between, but I mean, maybe you have someone else you want to look at. But
No. I mean, I love any of those guys would be really good.
Tall Florida guy said Wills won't be there. I agree with that. Wills, Thomas, Kinlaw in that order, he says.
Yeah, I mean, just based on this, I'd have to go Wills. I mean, he's really good. I think that would be a good selection. But then again, I mean, you could go any way. I mean, you could go just balls to the wall and pick Jerry Jeudy, or you could, go Javon Kinlaw and be awesome as well. So, but yeah, Jedrick, I think he's really complete. So that would be a good pick.
All right, so I got to make this comment. This is great. Douglas O'Connor says, Wills, or I'm inviting one of one to the chat.
Bring his ass in here. Go ahead.
Light told me you should draft Wills. All right, so this is my take. I'm going to run it by, breaking down everything. So, my favorite of the three, I'm going to go with Javon Kinlaw.
Mm-hmm.
But that's based off of me not knowing Jedrick Wills would be there. Right. I would say 100% you would take Jedrick Wills simply because the talent matches the need. You didn't have to trade up. You didn't have to trade back. So I would take him here. But I know in the draft he won't be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, if it's Jeudy and Kinlaw there, I would try and trade back, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone's going to watch Jeudy, get a king's ransom, get it, move back. Hope Kinlaw's there. If he's not, okay, go with your next guy. I mean, because you got to look at the whole board. I mean, you can't see who's after us. What the hell? Oh, over here. I mean, Denver's going to want a receiver. Who's going to jump them? I don't think they would take Kinlaw. They just got signed Joe McCoy. They possibly. I don't know. I mean, you could probably drop a couple. Maybe the Raiders want to jump up and get a receiver, or because they didn't get one here, did they? Oh, they just did. Never mind. But I mean, I would likely try and trade down if this is what it is. But right now, obviously, picks him. It just makes no sense, guys. I mean, I would have went Kinlaw, to be honest, but need was met.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love going to the Patriots.
Nice.
Josh Jones all the way at 26, but we should take him at 14. Hey, Felix Fee, I do agree with you. Kinlaw is a beast. I like him a lot. It's just, if something like that falls into your lap, you got to do it. If you don't get Kinlaw, you're drunk off of white wine or White Claws. I already drank those, Robert. Don't worry. All right, so who did you take? I took Jedrick Wills, guys. Come on now. Did you leave? Did you got to take a leak or something? Came back? All right, so we're at the second pick. We got some running backs on the board. Jonathan Taylor's still there. Swift's still there. Did any running back get taken in the first round? They've been watching our podcast or our live streams. There's not one running back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like we were saying in the chat, too. So, second round pick. Where are you leaning? Jalen Hurts just went, too.
Oh, man.
Do you want running back? Do you want to look... I mean, Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's still there. Do you want to look at defense? Blacklock's there.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably lean Jonathan Taylor. I think that'd be a guy they really value.
Damn, they took a lot of defensive tackles off the board. I mean, this could be another reason why you would want Kinlaw first round. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Just looking at offensive line right now. I mean, look, you still have Yang.
Right.
This Auburn guy's not bad. He's very athletic, like we were mentioning. This dude's a big athlete. Put him there. And you still have options here. I mean,
mm-hmm.
defensive line, besides Blacklock, He's more of a run stuffer. He's not going to produce much in pass rush. He's pretty good. Monster stuffer. But, I mean, you're saying running back?
I mean, just looking at everyone available, probably, yeah.
I mean, highest value, I'd probably agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which running back, though?
I mean, I know they like Jonathan Taylor, and they definitely like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think those would be two guys they really like.
All right, so people in the chat, let's see. Felix Fee said Blacklock. Tall Florida guy says Taylor. Matt says play the board in a mock draft. Beef Tongue says Swift, easy pick. You completely Teddy Riley this thing already. Taylor, best running back in the draft, easy. You have to go running back. Plus, I'm agreeing with you. Jonathan Taylor, I like a lot. I mean, I know what people would want. I'm saying I'm playing this board based off of what this draft has already become. There's no way Wills is there. If he's there, I'm taking him.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Or I trade down. But I don't want to trade down. It's already been long. So I'm taking Taylor. Who are you taking, Plus?
No, I agree with you. I would do the same.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor. Robert Green's hating this draft already.
Oh yeah, he's already kicked a puppy for sure. He's gonna be coming after me.
Stop paying attention to this damn team need by TDN.
Right.
Hey, look, that dude's still there. Oh, he just got taken. But Swift is the best running back. I think it's a 1A, 1B. And if like the Bucs are still looking at Taylor, all you've heard is Taylor over Swift. Peter Report, again, the closest to the ground when it comes to the Bucs. Right. They even said Taylor first round. So, I mean, that's pretty much the reason why we're saying that.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bucs took JT over Swift, I'd lose my shit. All the talk, and you guys go tackle and running back. Hey, like who set it up earlier? Playing the board. Was it Felix Fee playing the board?
Yep.
I don't know, Matt said play the board in a mock draft. 2 puppies have been kicked because those picks are doo-doo.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hey, well, I personally would have traded back. I'm just saying. All right, we're in the 3rd round. What are we doing? Hey, right. Robert Green, team need. Should we address it?
All right, go to all. Let's see what we got available.
Beef Tongue's throwing up over here. Chenault's a wide receiver, buddy. Nah, let's get that rusher.
So what's our options?
Got another offensive tackle late. Jacob Eason's there. Jonathan Greenard's there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just keep going down there.
Jonathan Greenard, he'd be good. Van Jefferson, I like him.
Yeah. Oh, God, I really like him. I don't understand why he's going so low in drafts.
Yeah, it's just had shoulder injury and then bad season. So, but he's a good player.
Oh, Jay Elmore said safety twice. A lot of people are really big on the safety need.
Nah.
We're not as... I like this dude a lot, though. Aloha Gilman. He's like a freaking missile. But who you thinking?
Probably looking at either a good receiver or
cornerback.
Quarterback, yeah, Jacob Eason.
Oh, no, corner, he said.
Oh, corner? Douglas O'Connor. He loves his corners.
He loves secondary for all positions.
Yeah.
1 through 7.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean, my argument would be if Jacob Eason makes it to the 3rd round, I'd debate him unless his work ethic is that much of a shit show. Wide receiver, I wouldn't draft this high, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Unless we get the top guy, I just wouldn't. I would say either Greenard or...
Yeah, look edge or defensive tackle.
Yeah.
See what we got.
Oh, Jordan Elliott's still there. Rashad Lawrence still there. Oh, actually, I'd probably take one of these 2 over Greenard.
Okay. Leaning towards that.
Of these two, who do you like more?
I like Elliott's upside as far as pass rushing, but I like Rashad as far as just his overall. He's just smart player, knows where to be, knows how to split double teams, and does
Oh,
a really good job.
could you
But
imagine this fat guy next to Vita Vea though? But
I
not
like
third round. But
I like I like the Murchison kid too. I think that's his name from
yeah,
NC State. He's really good. But I'll let you make that pick. I'll let you take it.
I'm taking Rashard Lawrence. I
All
know he's
right.
got a better speed rush, but again, like I always say, I mean, look at the way we're playing defense. We want to stop the run, clog the holes in the middle first. That's why I would like Fotu.
Hmm.
I mean, I think this is a guy they would really look at to strengthen the defensive line. He can play 5 tech and inside, so hey, I would take him. You have any beef about it?
No.
No crying. If anyone twists an ankle, I'm coming after Dougie. Everyone, I honestly wouldn't draft a safety high at all. Like, if you're saying safety, 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 I just wouldn't. The NC State cat can play both defensive end and defensive tackle. Yeah, well, I like Lawrence better. Oh, Fotu. Shinati is still there. Yeah, I like Shinati. He's really damn good. That's not an offensive line talent in this draft that's going to change a game like any of the top 5 defensive linemen. What is he going to do? Block his guy twice on a play? I'm agreed. I love his opinions. They're strong and to the point, and hashtag pay attention. All right, so fourth round. What are we looking? What do we even had? So hey, let's go look at his cornerback for him. Damn. There've been some plucking. Lamar Jackson. Let's go give him a. I hate how you got to go to this little thing in this. Oh, I'm very fond of this guy. I would take him.
Who's that?
Alohi Gilman from Notre Dame.
Mm.
Edge. Jonathan Garvin. That's the quarterbacks. James Morgan, Anthony Gordon, Nate Stanley. Any input plus? Who are you looking for?
No, I'm just trying to see who's available. As far as quarterback, I mean,
Ben Barch is still there. Big boy.
mm-hmm.
Small school again. We already drafted offensive linemen, so. Any more defensive tech? The Agam guy's still there.
Right.
You see, Anthony Jennings is still there. Who are you thinking? Input. Well, I would say Gilman just to piss off Robert Green, but
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad pick. He is a good safety. Guy can make plays. Any receivers that are worth?
Van Jefferson's still there. Lynn Bowden still there.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably lean towards Van just because I am
A Florida Gator.
Gator fan. So
Settling for a guy that can just be a decent right tackle in the first round is foolish. Well, Jedrick Wills is a lot better than a decent right tackle. If it was Josh Jones, yes, I would agree. But again, that's why I don't like these draft simulators, because it's like, what shot in hell is he going to be there? Like sometimes you can make like an all-star draft for these things. So
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Van Jefferson as well. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I like him. Yep, I think that's a good pick.
And then Gilman went right after. So, oops. Thinking for the future with that. What's an exceptional right tackle going for in the NFL nowadays? A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you look at Lane Johnson. You look at, I think, what is it? Lileo Collins, I think, plays right tackle.
All right, let's see. So, do we go after quarterback this round? James Morgan, Anthony Gordon still there. Nate Stanley still there. Cole McDonald, Steven Montez. A lot of guys still there.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean to. I'd probably lean James Morgan. I mean, I think that'd be a good selection. I think we're in the second, fourth round pick, so yeah, I wouldn't mind taking him here if that's their guy. But again, I'm trying to see who else is available.
Hey, Robert Green, I agree. Yeah, one draft the simulator that does make trades. I just didn't want to go through the trades.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously the little internet connection messed us up, so we had to delay that. But I mean, I would say either quarterback or Anthony Jennings, just based on his. I like him a lot.
Well, let's go Jennings. Add to the defense. Make Robert happy.
I think he wants more of a defensive tackle than anything, but we took one.
We got one.
Who went in the fourth? We took Van Jefferson, Doug. We're going to take Anthony Jennings now.
All right, cool.
Book it. All right, and here we go. Hey, Joe Elmore. Popeyes? Popeyes what? Use a different simulator. Oh, he already said that. Right tackle is historically the weakest pass protector, and historically defense eats on the right side. Oh, is he really? Can get QB next round. Denver Johnson said QB, so we're in that next round. Is that guy still there? James Morgan is still there, so he played roulette pretty damn good. Do you want your quarterback Morgan over Anthony Gordon and Nate Stanley?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the Morgan kid. I think there's a lot of buzz to him, and I think the Bucs like him too. So, yeah, I'd probably go with him.
All right, I'm going with what you're saying.
All right. Yeah, looks like we're up to our last pick.
Oh, Solomon Kindly. Wow. Oh, he's going to go fast. Oh. Jake Hanson's still there. Watch him go. Darrell Williams. Damn. Oh, is your guy there? Let's see. Damn, there's a lot of good receivers still there. John Hightower, Gandy Golden, Cephas.
Yeah, Hightower would be a good pick.
Oh, that's speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's your guy, Joe Reed.
Yeah, I like Joe Reed. Really good special teams guy.
Aaron Fuller, for whoever saw our Jacob Eason.
Hey, I wouldn't mind him either.
Oh, we already took Van Jefferson. I wouldn't want to take more.
Right, Van is good.
Let's see. Special teams help. Jesus. Chris Orr, I like him, but he's probably not the fastest, I wouldn't think. Keep building middle. Oh, Jacob Phillips? Is this late? Oh, hell. I would take Jacob Phillips, but... God, these simulators.
That's a good pick. I wouldn't mind Phillips either. Guy's really good.
Lamar Jackson's still there. Of these corners and what's his name?
Jacob Phillips.
Jacob Phillips. Which one?
I'd probably go Jacob Phillips. I think you can never have enough LSU linebackers, and we already have a lot of them. So
yeah, and I really like him. He's got size too.
Mm-hmm. Really good player.
That's an easy pick for me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once this all, and Lamar Jackson goes next pick. Once this goes all the way around, is there a way to speed this damn thing up? All right, but really, realistically, I know a lot of people will have their say in drafts and everything. If this is more just a fun thing to do, I like the quarterback selected. I like the offensive tackle selected. Do I see it panning out that way? Not at all. I mean, this almost shows how much of it's a toss-up to see what the hell's going to happen. I can't even look at this anymore. Let me just go back over here. I'll let you know what happens. This is ridiculous how long it takes. We got to go premium to get it. But, I should have made it only 6 rounds or 7 rounds. But so James Morgan over Stanley and Anthony Gordon. A lot of people like Anthony Gordon. Why?
Yeah, I mean Anthony, I think is he's a good quarterback. He's got a lot of good tools. I like his accuracy and anticipation, but I just see a lot of upside with James Morgan. So it's kind of like especially sitting behind a Tom Brady. I think that could be really fun.
Yeah. All right. So overall, guys, this is what we did. Jedrick Wills first pick because he made it to 14. Honestly, the best running back in the class, Jonathan Taylor, because he made it to pick 45. We're just pretty much basing off of value. I guess we could have gone another direction there, but I really like him. We won a lot of SEC. A lot of SEC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks in SEC. Minshew effect. So, I mean, overall, it's a very... God, I guess we watched too much Florida Gator football. I mean, he's easily the best tackle. If the best tackle makes it to 14, it's very justifiable.
Right.
I mean, he can play left tackle as well. I mean, he's playing right tackle. He can easily move over to left tackle. I think he's that good of a player.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, I think he's easily, hands down, to me, the best running back, and I'm saying that over Swift, but I think they're really close.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a big guy in Rashard Lawrence who can play both sides, or defensive end and defensive tackle, eat. Van Jefferson, okay, can play the slot, great route runner. You get your edge rusher and Anthony Jennings, future quarterback, and then depth for special teams that could eventually do something when given an opportunity. I think it's a great draft, but I would be surprised if we get more than 2 people on that draft. But
yeah, I'd be very happy with this draft. I think it would be well, solid, balanced draft that you're looking for. So fill some needs, you add some depth. I think that'd be what you're looking for going forward.
All right, well, guys, I know you may have your opinions. If you hate them, tell us what you would have done, right? Then show us your mock drafts. Show it to our Twitter or to our Facebook group, which you can find down below later. But also, I wanted to touch on some rumors as well. So check out this rumor from Chris Mortensen saying that the Falcons could trade up all the way to the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg Allman, maybe not that aggressive with that draft. What do you think about that?
I mean, they've done it before in the past, obviously with Julio Jones, but I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be difficult, but the trade market could be lower than most anticipate because of how the draft is being conducted. So, I mean, you could see maybe they get a bargain, but yeah, it'd be a lot of capital. I feel they'd have to give up just because you're getting into the top 5 and potentially getting one of the better players in this draft. Yeah, I mean,
who would they trade up for?
I would believe they're probably looking at either one of the defensive tackles or maybe a cornerback. Maybe Jeffrey Okudah. Since they lost Desmond Trufant.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that could be somewhere they look at.
What if it was another receiver again? Well, I mean...
it could be too, yeah.
Right?
Who knows?
Another Alabama wide receiver.
Right. Jerry G.
Robert Green said, if you guys keep trying to manifest this O-line foolishness, it's going to be a problem. So personally, before the draft happens on Thursday, we'll probably say it again before the draft happens. I want Kinlaw. I mean, I think it's pretty much known. I would draft Kinlaw at 14 if he's there.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not, and the top said 3 or 4 guys aren't there, even if one of them are there, I would trade back, pick up if Caleb Von Chason's there, if who else? An offensive lineman later, but I would pick up picks because I still think like Ezra Cleveland is his name, correct?
Yeah.
Josh Jones can be had later. I mean, I wouldn't sit at 14 and pick. Like, he makes a good point. Right tackle. If you're getting a right tackle, why do you got to draft it so high?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that point. It's just, we're playing a board. I can see Jedrick Wills playing left tackle eventually, but I would trade down or take Kinlaw and pick up more picks.
Right.
But and then the Falcons, I hope they trade all the way up just for one damn player, like they're one player away. That's funny. But there's also another little awesome picture I found on Twitter. John Lynch's draft freaking mania zone, whatever the hell this is. He got 5 damn monitors, 3 phones. I don't even know what the hell this is. Some clicker probably to control everything. I mean, I want to know what Jason Lights looked like. He's going to have a kid running around in the background somewhere? I don't know.
He's probably got something similar to that, I'm sure. Probably has a touchscreen as well.
Yeah, but and look at, you can see him in the picture. He's all sprawled out. Is it him sprawled out, or is it him with the kid? Oh, he's taking a picture. Never mind. But still, either way, that's nice.
Yeah. I would believe, a lot of teams have it set up like this where they can, be on multiple calls with their staff and, make sure everything's going correctly. I just hope they don't have, Wi-Fi issues like we did.
Oh, no, they're not going to have that.
Right. They'll probably have the strongest Wi-Fi imaginable, and I'm sure they'll be fine.
So then Robert Green added, Robert Hunt is another one. Ezra Cleveland might be a second-round guy.
Very well could be.
I agree, very well could be. I feel like there's going to be a lot of offensive tackles taken in the first round in general, though.
Yeah,
and,
I think you got at least 7, probably.
Yeah, we did that in our first mock draft. I think we should have just done the whole damn draft, because that would have been more realistic. But, I mean, Felix Fee said, all I will say is Bruce Arians himself said, when you draft for need, you get fired. I fully agree.
Yeah.
And he also said, we mentioned it earlier, that if you draft an offensive lineman in the first round, you're drafting him for the next head coach. So a lot of things they've said have applied.
Right.
So I mean, I agree, guys. I played the board. But I mean, other than that, let me see. Was there any other more fans' question? Offensive tackle depth is almost as good as wide receiver depth. You agree with that?
I mean, I think the wide receiver class has a lot of depth. I think the offensive line class has some good players, especially at the topper half. But you got to take one early, unfortunately. I think a lot of the quality ones are going to be gone. But again, we just need competence on that side. So maybe you don't need a great right tackle.
Here's a good point on the Facebook group that I'm reading. So Raymond Vandeheen said, it's amazing to see how many people will treat these experts as if they speak the gospel truth, while scoffing and ridiculing the people whose actual job is to evaluate talent as it pertains to their team. I mean, we look at teams, we look at players, we give our opinions. I mean, other people can see a player and actually see their potential and what their coaching staff can do. Everyone is using TDN and have some outlook, right? But I mean, what my take, I'm not going to beat a dead horse on this. I don't think they should take offensive tackle first round. Or if you do, let it be a trade back. But let everyone yell at us because we think differently. Anything to add, Plus?
No, I completely agree with that. I think, we're going to say it how we feel. That's bottom line.
That is. I mean, then Robert Green about everyone using TDN. I mean, I think it's just because a lot of guys they trust are on there. I mean, I agree. I forgot the name. Pro Football Network, I think, has a better simulator. But, I mean, a lot of the guys that they have that evaluate talent are pretty good in Draft Network. Trill G-Boy 2. A couple more questions before we go. Why wouldn't you want a great offensive tackle? Do you guess believe in this offensive line that much? I'll let you address that first. I think he just said, do you believe in this offensive line that much that you wouldn't want a great offensive tackle in the first round?
I think the offensive line is a lot better than most people give it credit for. Again, I don't think we're that bad up front. I think a lot of it had to do with the former quarterback, plus timing and kind of just the timing was off at certain times, and that made the offensive line look worse than it actually was. I think adding Tom Brady, I think that's going to help the offensive line tremendously. You're not going to see the ball being held very long, but at the same time, I would like obviously I would like to see him add offensive line depth. I think that's critical, and the same thing with defensive line depth. So those are two positions you really got to focus on. Especially in the draft, that's where you find your future starters.
Matt's got some good points here. He says, build the trenches, don't trade up for an offensive line.
Agreed.
And just sit, and someone will be there. I mean, it's true. And while you're sitting there, keep talking with people behind you to see if you can trade back because someone else wants something that you don't want. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, it's just keeping your options alive. I mean, that's pretty much how we like to look at it. And I agree. We don't really need an offensive lineman first overall or first round pick. It could be second or third. I don't understand why people are so set on it has to be first round pick offensive lineman. Can you imagine the uproar if it is like a defensive tackle? The run blocking was definitely an issue for the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, how do I describe this? So it was and it wasn't at times because sometimes we would just get a stupid penalty on a wide receiver holding or something, where Rojo could have had a 150-yard game, and then a lot of it got pulled back. But, yeah, Matt said, looking forward to Thursday, boys. Sports ball rules. But, I mean, hey, yeah, I'm looking forward to Thursday. I'm looking forward to drinking a lot more, entertaining the masses, and just hearing your questions, spitball and everything. We'll probably do something different because it's going to be a lot longer than our normal streams, and hopefully the Wi-Fi is a lot better. But
true.
Overall, plus any last comments, points you want to address before Thursday?
No, I'm good. Excited for Thursday, guys. Thank you again for joining us in the chat. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if haven't already. So we appreciate it, and just get ready for Thursday. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I second that, guys. Please hit the like button. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, share it, do all the good things that help us out. I mean, we're just all Buck fans wanting to talk together and share content. So, and you guys and your questions make it. So, other than that, I can't wait for Thursday. Get your beer ready, and let's see if it's an offensive lineman, guys. Until then, go Bucks.